Hi, my name is Beverly McManus. I'm from Franklin, Tennessee, where I have a private counseling practice. I am a licensed professional counselor, and I have been in practice for over 18 years in the Nashville area. I am responding to some posts that I have seen lately on the internet, social media, regarding ADHD, and the post that I had seen was implying that perhaps the parents needed to show more attention to the ADHD child instead of giving medication. And so I really felt compelled to respond to that for many reasons. One being that in my practice, I have the opportunity to work with families dealing with ADHD and with children that are diagnosed with ADHD. It's a very real diagnosis, and it's scientifically based. There are helps and treatments and approaches that we use in psychology and in the medical field to address the concerns and the symptoms for ADHD. The post that I saw implied that perhaps it was not a real diagnosis, that it was a parenting problem. This broke my heart because I know many parents. I work with many parents of teenagers and children who are dealing with this diagnosis, and it broke my heart that some of them may feel inadequate when they see these posts and think that perhaps they're doing something wrong. So I wanted to come to you with some of the science behind the diagnosis, ADHD, and hopefully, I'm sure some of the people who made the post were just not aware of how significant the impact of ADHD is on families and individuals. And so I'm sure that the posts were not meant to be critical, but just lack knowledge. So I just wanted to share some information regarding ADHD and its impact on children, teenagers, and adults. So you may ask, how does one get ADHD? And the answer to the question is that there are many different ways. Often it is a genetic disorder. We sometimes find that one parent or grandparent in the family has also had ADHD. So we know scientifically that there is a genetic component to some people who have ADHD. There are other ways that people may have ADHD. Sometimes if there's illness or trauma during the pregnancy, it can cause ADHD in the brain formation prenatally. If they're lacking prenatal care, often we find ADHD. If the child is born premature, it can predispose them to ADHD, low birth weight. Of course, alcohol, cigarette use, drug use, all of those things are also contributors to ADHD in a child. The other thing is that scientifically we've been able to prove that the brain actually functions differently when someone has ADHD. There are chemicals in the brain that fire the neurotransmitters, and those fire differently for someone who has this diagnosis. And there's plenty of science that I can provide to you. If you are doubtful about any of the things that I am sharing with you, please feel free to inbox me. I will be happy to provide information. Knowledge is power. And one of the reasons that I wanted to do this video is to applaud the parents who are doing everything that they know to do to give their child a fighting chance. And if that means medication, because some situations do require it, then you shouldn't feel bad about that any more than getting your child glasses so that they can read well or see the world well. as a counselor, we do not promote medication. Medication is always, always a last resort. We love homeopathic methods and natural methods of any treatment for disorders of any sort. But certainly there are situations that require medication, and I just wanted to encourage the parents that are doing everything that you know to do to give your children a fighting chance, and thank you for loving them, and thank you for caring for them, and thank you for being at the battlefront of making sure that they are getting every fighting chance that they have so that they can do well in school, so they can be successful, so that they can have great relationships, and so that they can feel confident in themselves. And we know that this diagnosis interrupts many of the social aspects of their lives, as well as their education. So I appreciate those of you who are using the tools with counseling and integrating the medical field into your treatment plan. We know that it's not always necessary, and we do know that sometimes it is overdiagnosed. We do understand that, but let's lift up each other. Let's encourage one another. Let's be there for one another. We're all doing the best that we know to do, and I just hope that this somehow encourages someone who is feeling somewhat forlorn in your approach to your child, your teen who's feeling exasperated. And I hope that you're feeling encouraged today, and I hope that you and your family enjoy a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving and a very Merry Christmas. Goodbye.